Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In part 6 of this series that we've been doing, we figured out how to copy event effects from the current project over to this hidden project. And then in part 7, we copied over the project effects and the track effects. So how we did that is we took our event effects section of code and just copied that up into the track section and the project section. So now we have 3 copies of this same code. But what if we didn't want 3 copies of this same code? We can actually combine all 3 into one subroutine, and then we can just call that subroutine 3 times. And so let's see how we would combine all of these 3 into the same piece of code. That way we don't have to duplicate the code multiple times. So here I have highlighted the code that we used for the event, and this is event.effects.count, and we checked to see if it was greater than 0, and then we did all of the stuff necessary. We did call a subroutine called copy effect, and so all of this was the code that we copied twice, and then we made slight modifications to it so that it would work with project effects and track effects. So instead of saying event here for the project, it referenced the video bus, and for the track it referenced the track. But we want to get rid of all of this. And when we get rid of all of this, we want to just call one routine called copy effects. Now this copy effects, once again, we're going to pass it the new event, but we're going to pass it the new event.effects. And then we're going to pass it the original event, only we're going to pass it the event.effects. Now if we scroll up to where we were copying our track, now we have a copy effects, and we're going to pass it the vtrack.effects, which is where it's going to, and then the mytrack.effects, which is where they're coming from. And then if we go on up to where the project was, we now have a copy effects, and for the new project, we're calling it newproject.videobus.effects, and then for the current project, myvegas.project.videobus.effects. So we're actually passing the entire list of effects to this copy effects routine. So now let's go look at our copy effects. Here we have our copy effects routine, and like I said, it's accepting effects, which we're called new effects, and then an effects type, which is the original effects. So if the original effects.count is greater than 0, then we're going to go for each effect, EFF, in the original effects. Then we look up the myvegas.videoeffects, find the one that we are copying over. We get the new effect from that plugin, and then under new effects, which we are passing here, we .add that effect. And then if this is an OFX effect, then we just call copy effect like we did before, which is this routine here, and pass it the new effect.ofx effect and the original effect.ofx effect. Now here is our project that we used the other day. We have the project effect, which is the Gaussian blur, and we have the track effect, which is the color corrector secondary, just like we had before. And we still have the event effect, which is the Vegas color corrector. So now we have our items selected here. Let's run the script. Now let's open the saved new empty hidden project. And we can see here we have the event effect, just like we did before, which is the Vegas color corrector. We have the track effect now, which is copied over, and we have the project effect, which was also copied over. So we've simplified the code quite a bit by combining all three of these into a single routine, and then we just have to call it by using the effects. And so that way we only have one set of code to maintain instead of three pieces of code to maintain that are identical. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. Like, subscribe, and sometimes it really helps to simplify the code. That way we don't have to worry about changing the same code multiple times if we need to make a change to it.